Now, viewers, we told you the numbers here. Now, imagine 20,000 troops, 200 tanks, fighter jets slicing across the skies, while frigates take positions off the coast, all in a synchronized military display. Seems like a scene straight out of Hollywood movie. Well, it's happening right now along India's western border. Pakistan, it seems, is watching nervously from across the border because exercise Trishul is sending a message loud and clear. Any misadventure in Sir Creek would have very significant and devastating consequences for Islamabad. This report tells you more.
Trishul has begun. Over 20,000 soldiers are on the move. 300 tanks, including T-90s and Arjun, rolling through the desert. Attack helicopters hover. Rafale and Sukhoi 30 MKI jets dominate the sky. Artillery units fire live rounds. The Navy positions frigates and destroyers along the coast. Pakistan watches from the other side, chewing its nails. Sir Creek is the target zone. A 96-kilometer swampy estuary, but don't be fooled. Control it and you can threaten Karachi. The port, the trade, the energy supply, all on edge. Pakistan's generals know this. They also know history. 1965, 1971 misadventures led to disaster, but they are not learning. India has upgraded 5 Bhairav battalions, 2 Rudra brigades, 380 Ashni drone platoons, loitering munitions, surveillance drones, precision archery, strike capabilities ready 24/7. The list is endless. The President herself has flown a Rafale. The point? India isn't bluffing. Meanwhile, Pakistan issues warnings, nuclear rhetoric, hot air, empty posturing. But in reality, it lacks the tech, the firepower, the coordination. Every radar, every bunker, every army base is being watched. And the message? Well, it's simple. Any move across Sir Creek will be met with overwhelming force. An NDTV Bureau report.
All right, let's get in General Satish Dua for more on these exercises, the Trishul that is taking place right now, and the message we are sending to Pakistan. General Dua, always a pleasure to have you with us on Fault Lines. Your thoughts on the exercise, the scale at which it's taking place, and the level at which this entire peace time drills that are taking place. How do you see this? Talk to us about the significance of this.
Gauri, thank you very much for inviting me. And let me just start with the timing first. The timing is such that Pakistan is at the present moment embroiled in problems from all its sides, internal as well as external. They are having issues with Afghanistan on their borders. I don't need to expand the discussion. So on the borders, both sides, they are having problems. They are having problems with Pashtun, Baloch, and now Tehreek-e-Labbaik, Pakistan, is also rearing its head in an ugly way. They've had casualties in several operations over the last few weeks. That is soldier casualties as well as civilian casualties. So Pakistan is a nation in turmoil at the moment, without getting into the political, economic dimension of it. Now, we've always been saying Operation Sindoor is a pause, but this exercise at this scale, you brought out the details of the kind of fighter aircraft, 200 tanks, 20,000 troops, and so many fighter aircrafts taking part. And Sir Creek, like you said, is a very strategic part because there lies a shortest route towards Karachi. And with our Indian Navy poised off the coast, we have issued, and you see how Pakistan was rattled because Pakistan issued a NOTAM first. Uh, and we have, of course, India has been very matured about issuing NOTAMs because these are global aviation practices. We issued out a NOTAM that from 30th to the 10th of November, we have issued a NOTAM. So that is changes in aviation, flying timing, etc., for the civilian airspace. But India, let me just, for the sake of the viewer, for the information of the viewers, tell you, we have always been very matured about issuing our NOTAM, but we've kept the disturbance, the turmoil for the civil aviation to the minimum. For example, during the Balakot strike, we did not close down our airspace, but Pakistan closed down their entire airspace.
Yes.
That's just to give you a different perspective.
Hmm.
This exercise itself is bound to rattle Pakistan in turmoil that as it is, and this level of exercise at its underbelly, so to speak, is bound to rattle Pakistan. They are watching this with great concern. You know, all that bluster they say that we've won in our Operation Sindoor and we've had the better of India and things like that. They know from inside how they were struck at
Okay.
number of air bases that they were struck. So at the present moment, I think Pakistan is going to be watching this with great amount of concern, and India, as a responsible nation, is only conducting exercises. But then
General
we are
Dua,
also proving our
yes.
tri-services
General
synergy.
Dua, this is happening at a time when just days before we had Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh saying that we need to be prepared for war. And these are exercises that are happening at a very large scale, extremely extensive, covering a very large area. The significance we've spoken about, but what about the timing?
I said earlier, on one hand, we have Pakistan embroiled in its own problems. On the other, we've had these strong statements coming out of our country. Raksha Mantri's strong statement that you mentioned. Prime Minister has mentioned a couple of times, and several other speakers have spoken that Operation Sindoor is not yet over; it's on pause. With all these things, I think it's only natural that Pakistan would watch with great amount of concern. I mean, to use the term very rudely, would be rattled seeing the magnitude of exercise and the different dimensions that are involved. Please remember that on NOTAM that we shoot goes on to 28,000 feet, and when you talk about that altitude, which is 8.5 kilometers, so you're looking at not only aircrafts, fighters, you're looking at drones, missiles, and everything being used or exercised together
All right.
in orbit. And
All right, General Dua, we leave it there. Thanks much for speaking to me on Fault Lines about the timing, the significance of Trishul and the message it sends out to Pakistan.